Hi, this is John Nosal with Fabric Cafe, and today I've got a little tutorial for you. We're going to be showing you how to do the corners on a snowball because we've had a lot of questions about that and we want to kind of put together a little tutorial. So let's first start out by let's look at the snowball quilt. So as you see, the snowball's got this nice big block in it, and it's got the corners cut off, and we're going to go through and look at that. And we've actually got two different patterns that we actually use this type of a motif. We've got the snowball, and then let's also look at the chain reaction. And the chain reaction's one of our patterns out of our Modern Views book, and this is a really neat one too because it's got two different blocks on it, and it's got that smaller little snowball on it. So let's put that one up on the table, and let's look at how that goes together. So like I said, we have two different patterns. We've got our snowball pattern, which is an individual pattern that we have available. And then we also have, in the Modern Views book, we have that chain reaction pattern. So we're going to look at that one as I drop this around here. So we're going to be looking at how we put this one together. And specifically, the questions are always around how to cut those corners off. So let's get started with looking at that. So in the pattern, we are going to be cutting two different things with this. We're going to be cutting our main block that we're then going to be cutting our corners off of, and we're also cutting our smaller blocks, which are going to be those half square triangles on the corners of our main block, and we'll be cutting those into smaller triangles. So as we work through this, a couple of things that we'll look at here. So in the book, we've got a diagram here for our corner template, and a couple of little things that you can do with that. I actually like to use a piece of just standard notebook paper, and I'll line this up on that corner there and then go ahead and cut this out with scissors, or I'll even use my rotary cutter to cut that out. Once I've got that corner cut off, I can actually go ahead and make use of my straight edge and place that on here so that whenever I go in to cut my corners off of my blocks, it makes it real easy for us just to line that up and go in there. And if you are doing the chain reaction and the corner play, as you see, I've got two different ones set up here. I've got one in notebook paper or just standard copier paper, and another one that we've done in kind of a little piece of Mylar. So it works great for lining those up. So we'll use this and we'll go ahead and have our corners in here, and it works real well because then I can come in here and just line this up like this, and then using our rotary cutter I can come in there very quickly and easily and just cut that corner off, and we're ready to go. So the next thing that we do in our process of making these snowballs is we will go in and we will start sewing all of the half square triangles on here. We'll actually center them on that edge so that we have our little dog ears hanging out here, and we'll go in and we'll just center that up and sew it with our standard 1/4 inch, and then we're going to go ahead and press everything open like we normally would. So that's kind of a key that you'll do there. We're using that 1/4 inch seam allowance, we're centering that corner piece on that corner, and then once we go in and open those up, they're going to line up nicely. So I'll finger press that here real quick, and it's going to line up real nicely. So let's look at our next step in that process. And once we have all of these in place, we can then go in and actually trim out these little dog ears on here and kind of straighten this edge up a little bit. So we can come in and using our straight edge, we'll just come in there real quickly and eyeball that, trim off our dog ears, and we've got our finished snowball block. So let's lay this over here on our quilt so that we can see that. And so we've got that snowball block ready to go. So that gives you an idea of how easy the snowball really is and kind of walks you through those steps. So I hope that's been informative for you. We'd love to hear other ideas that you'd like for us to do. And thanks for watching. And again, this is John Nosal with Fabric Cafe.